In a sad familiar story, Halloween pranksters burned it down in 1976. But with the help of Emery Kemp, this bridge was historically restored by the Virginia Department of Transportation. Now, Memes Bottom is on the state and national registers of historic places. Built in 1857, Humpback Covered Bridge over Dunlap Creek in Allegheny County is the oldest standing covered bridge in Virginia.
It's important because it's the only bridge in Virginia with a hump design and also in the United States.
Granddaddy Humpback, as it's known, was built along US 60, once known as the Buffalo Trail. It's 107 feet in length with a 4-foot, 1-inch rise at the arch. Humpback Covered Bridge is a survivor of the Civil War, floods, the railroad, and at one time, neglect. Now it's on the state and national registers of historic places, a worthy inspiration for Leola Pierce's poem.
Those timber decks did creak and groan as wheels and herds crossed over. Settlers, peddlers, soldiers too, they were welcome, all who came.
70-foot-long Sinking Creek Bridge was built in 1916 over Sinking Creek. Closed to traffic, local donations saved this bridge. It's now maintained by Giles County. Sinking Creek Bridge has an unusual local adaptation to farming life.
There's a little underpass, and it makes it easier for the farm animals to get back and forth, but it's very unique. I don't know of another one like it anywhere.
This covered bridge lies along the Appalachian Trail, and many visitors leave their sweet impressions on the guest book. Steve Pierce, Leola's son, has documented all of Virginia's covered bridges with his fine photographs, including the 3 historic covered bridges on private land not open to the public. Lynx Farm and C.K. Reynolds covered bridges, also along Sinking Creek in Giles County, and the Beadler Farm covered bridge in Rockingham County. Leola and Steve helped launch the annual Virginia Covered Bridge Festival in Woolwine, Patrick County. The June festival celebrates Bob White and Jack Creek's covered bridges, both over Smith River. The smallest of the 2, Jack's Creek Covered Bridge, was built in 1914, and back then was the only access to Jack's Creek Primitive Baptist Church. The bridge uses natural bedrock for support, and parishioners wade into the creek for baptism. Betty Perry is granddaughter of Walter Weaver, who designed Jack's Creek and built this bridge, Bob White, in 1921. Her father remembered it being built, family folklore.
My father loved to tell stories about this bridge, how they would walk down here to bring the water and bring food, and they would be barefooted, and they would stop and play with children along the way, and the bridge has meant a lot to my dad.
By the late 1800s, iron bridges were being prefabricated and assembled on site. Brought in by the railroad, the next great link in America's transportation history. The era of covered bridges is long gone, but a new one is beginning as those who cherish timber-covered bridges and their local histories work to preserve and protect this rural treasure.
These bridges are the forerunners of the magnificent steel bridges that we have today.
The covered bridge is an American icon, and there's an increasing interest now in interpreting these and restoring them.
Well, how many times you hear somebody, let's go out and look at the old barns and covered bridges. It's part of American tradition.
They are, most of them, pretty old. They're taking you back to a time that most of us probably feel pretty sentimental about. You might almost call it a sentimental time machine.
Weddings took place there, courting took place there. It offered shelter to travelers. It's a time past. It marks a time past.
There's such an integral part of the fabric of our community here that not taking care of them is wrong.
These are our bridges, America's heritage spanning and pausing for just a moment, the irreversible river of time.
This program was made by MPT to serve all of our diverse communities. Preview and support our programs at mpt.org/realchanges.